The Rogan Chandler Show, Blaze Heaven. These are the two guys, of course, out of D6 Motorsport. When you add Ashton Hughes in there, the winner of yesterday's race, SJ Cavell, who Mitch has been talking about here from Team Breeze and Honda, and Luca Durning, the young hero out of Whanganui, getting away. This is a swarm and an absolute classy field. We talk about it, it's the quality, not the quantity. There might be only 10 in it, but when you've got names like Seth Devereaux, Hamish Fox, Hamish Simpson, Carl Hooper, and there's some dudes that have stepped up out of smaller capacity races. Scott Moyer, double classing between 600s and supers as well, having a good run through there, and SJ mixing it up there, but luckily we can pick up on SJ, slotted straight into a fourth place slot there at the moment. But the Rogan Chandler Show really had to work for it here over racing, and a quick reflection of our 600 points. And in fact, maybe they'd only hit the 2 races, so no, I don't think we'd hit the 600 points. No, we'll get those after this race. We'll have 3 down out of the 5 and into the corner as we go, and looking out for the update, Rogan, Blaze and Ashton Hughes. So we've had 2 different winners. There's actually been a lot of these good races and superbikes, for example, 600s and 300s, where we've actually had different winners over the race day, and this will be a real spice of what we're going to add to it, I'm sure. So here we are, 600 Supersport. These guys are out there and flying, and having expert comments here today at the moment from Mitch Reeves as we watch this one unwind. Mitch, you actually didn't spend a lot of time really on 600s in comparison to others, but this is always a class you like to come out and be part of.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, never did any racing actually in New Zealand on a 600. Went straight to Superbike. It was a bad mistake. Well, obviously, it took me 5 years and I managed to win a championship, so that's pretty good. But yeah, haven't done a lot of riding on 600. I did a bit of testing down at Teratong with SJ, just trying to help develop the bike. And yeah, I actually was not too far off lap record. If I was racing this weekend, I probably would have double classed like Scotty's doing. And I don't think I'd be able to do the job, to do the business in both classes, but it's always a tough one when you're not used to riding small machinery. But hey, it's also been good for my craft, like that weekend at Teratong. I was on that record pace all weekend, and I believe the 600 definitely helped with that.
Great to see. All right, Brad's been watching things from behind the scenes, and Brad, we talk about it, may not be quantity, but man, have we got some quality out there.
Oh yeah, this is a good old fight for the lead as well. Ashton Hughes got the whole shot, and he has hung on for dear life. Rogan Chandler's piling on the pressure, the second place there, but has not been able to find a way around Ashton Hughes. So the Scott Structural Triumph man won a race here yesterday, race 1. Still under a bit of a fitness cloud, doesn't have the full motion in his right arm, but he's had 18 months off a bike, turns up here and wins race 1. I can't say enough about Ashton Hughes this weekend. This is a brilliant performance. Rogan Chandler, he is really piling on the pressure there, second place. We've got SJ Cavell, who has really got out of bed this morning on the right side, because he's come out with some real race pace. He's lapping the same lap times as those 2 in front, but just the qualifying on the second row and then getting that poor start means it's got a hard work for SJ, but well and truly in third place now, Blaze Heaven. He's in fourth place with Luca Durning and Scotty Moyer, the legend, double classing this weekend there, bringing up about a 6th place for Scotty. We've got Seth Devereaux's got that MV Augusta back going, so he's had a horror weekend with bike trouble so far, but good to have Seth out there, 7th place. Carl Hooper, a newcomer to the class, in 8th, and Hamish Fox, top spec engineering Fox contracting man. So that's 9th place for Hamish, and then go back to Hamish Simpson, another man double classing as well. So, gee, I'm feeling the effects of this race weekend in the commentary box. I don't know how these guys are coping double classing. This is all on, but Ashton Hughes take nothing away from this man. It's only 0.1 of a second, and Rogan having a little look into turn 5. I think he might have just gone in a bit deep there. Ashton's still hanging on, but look at this, the drag race into turn 6 and 7, side by side, but Ashton will have the inside line, so who's later on the brakes? I think Rogan's going to just take that line away. That's a good move. He set it up over a couple of corners, and now a race lead for Rogan Chandler on D6 Motorsport.
All right, it's Rogan Chandler out there and Ashton Hughes to follow in hot pursuit, and here's Ashton, wants to have a go again, but as Brad well said, it didn't happen over one corner, it happened from 2, because he got the inside line out of turn 4 to go round through 5, and then by the time he hit 6, he'd had the advantage to squeeze up on the inside. You've always got to watch that, because there's a number of times when you can then go into that corner but then drift out wide towards the Taihape local gliding airstrip here, the Aero Club airstrip, and it drifts around by the horse racing track. So we've got a whole lot of local amenities here, so close to the Taupo Township here today. Mitch, you'd see these conditions as well today, a little bit of cloud and a breeze. How close to perfect here today?
It's actually pretty average, to be honest. If you actually look at the back part of the sheds, there's a lot of dust coming from across the road, which is not ideal. Which, just speaking to a few of the boys, it's definitely not adding to the grip level here. We find it is quite slippery. here at Taupo, especially with a lot of drifting and a lot of dust from across the road has been the last couple of years. We've definitely found that it hasn't been helping to the fact. So yeah, it's definitely a tough one for traction. So the temperature is definitely cooler than yesterday, but the track seems to be a lot dirtier. So yeah, good to see the boys are having a good thing going at the front there. Rogan going back past Ashton, so yeah, interesting. Hopefully they can keep that going. SJ looked like he made a bit of gain on that last lap, and hopefully he can catch up to those boys at the front and have a bit of a battle there.
All right, great to see you out there, because we're looking for those changes quickly through it. Ashton Hughes, Rogan Chandler, that's it official, but as Brad had well called it during that previous lap, it had gone the change back the other way with Rogan doing that two-corner move to get the advantage on the inside of Ashton. SJ Cavell in there is, of course, looking for from his race perspective, and one eye and a biased eye at that from Mitch Reeves to the pickup on SJ in third place, going to blaze heaven. This is exceptional. 125 champion, hot small bike campaigner, has been, of course, with 300s and the likes. And here he is, 600s, and we're talking top four in a classy field here. Luca Durning, Scotty Moyer, Seth Devereaux in here, Carl Hooper, Hamish Fox and Hamish Simpson. That's your 10 that are lined up here at the moment, Brad, but I tell you what, none of those top two are going to lay down. These guys are going to put it all away.
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, Ashton's got himself back up in the lead down the back straight. Rogan's all over the back of them. They're side by side almost as they cross the line. Ashton Hughes over Rogan Chandler, and this is playing into the hands of SJ Cavell, who is giving Blaze Heaven a bit of a toe too. So fastest laps of the race for both Ashton and Rogan last time around, and also SJ as well. So this pace is getting hotter and hotter, and Rogan's already got himself back in the lead. So toing and froing, yeah, this is on. We're only halfway through this one, so 4 laps to go. Still a mountain of time for these guys. Scotty Moyer, Luca Durning and Seth Devereaux, that's what you can see going through the S's there at the moment as well. And Carl Hooper, he's on the back of that train as well. So you've got a full-on, probably like a 5-way fight for the minor money and the podiums here. It's all on here at 600 Supersport Race 3.
All right, one of the stars of the moto has been SJ Cavell. We saw straight away from that Grand Prix results in Ruapuna earlier this year that SJ was going to handle it with the big boys of racing, and it just gives an idea, because we think of Pro Twins as sort of being that bridesmaid class and not being up there amongst them. But here's Carl Hooper and SJ. They're two out of the top 3 from Pro Twins, and bang, they're straight in contention here with the 600. So proves that it is a good stepping stone class to get into 600s, Mitch.
Oh, for sure. You got the likes of the 300 class and the Pro Twin class. Doesn't really matter, I think, which way you sort of come through there. But two great classes that you can sort of progress through for these guys.
Right, what we'd seen is sort of a bit of a drop-off. We weren't seeing the numbers going into 600, and we're thinking, hey, this is a dwindling class. It was one of those that entries went down rather than stayed static and went up as it did with others. Catching these guys here doing this at the moment, it is certainly proving to be the right class to go to. You're an exception to have skipped it and gone to supers, so these guys can then take time in this one and hopefully build up to supers one day.
Oh, for sure. It's it's a great stepping stone to super bikes. You learn a lot. Especially, from the 300s and the Pro Twins, the setup game is massively different on a 600 and a superbike. There's so much more adjustment you can have throughout the suspension, and just things like geometry and bike changes and all sorts of things to try. So, yeah, it's definitely a great stepping stone to superbikes.
Indeed, who's going to win?
I think we're missing Ashton.
Oh, sorry. Brad, back to you, please. You've caught up there. Sorry, come in, Brad. Have you got something as hot as that?
A bit of drama.
Oh, red.
Yeah. So we've got a yellow. Yeah, we've got a yellow. So we've got a couple down in turn 7. We've got Ashton Hughes trackside at turn 1. So unfortunate stuff. And Luca Durning and Carl Hooper, they are the ones down in, it looks to be turn 7 there, and Ashton was just pushing a bit too hard, went down in turn 1 chasing Rogan Chandler, but we're just under yellows at the moment. I don't think we've gone.
Yeah, we're red.
Yeah, no, we have gone red. So we have gone red. Yeah, we're red flag. So yeah, 3 bikes down in the space of about 4 or 5 corners. It's gone to a red flag, and with 3 laps to go. An awkward time might be the 66% there in an 8-lap race. So we'll have to see what the officials do making the call there. But when they cross the line, Rogan Chandler, Ashton Hughes, SJ Cavell, Blaze Heaven, Scotty Moyer, Luca Durning, Carl Hooper, Seth Devereaux, Hamish Fox, and Hamish Simpson. That was your top 10 running order, but it will go back retrospectively a lap. and the red flag situation. So we'll see. We'll let the officials make the call. We're only sitting in the commentary box out the window here telling what we see, but we'll keep you updated when we know more. And big thank you to Mitchell Rees for his expert comments and joining us here. Great to have Mitchell here. We'd rather have him on the track, but it is a nice second